Welcome to week 8 of On Top the Cage as we approach somewhat the mid-season point of the National Football League season.
We're at week 8 already?
Week 8, NFL
crap.
trade deadline comes up November 1. I think that's next Tuesday if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is because voting day is November 8, which is always on a Tuesday, right?
Yep.
All right. Very good. Familiar cast of characters. A little bit of a set change. Right here. The shots are on the table the first time. I told the listeners, followers, viewers, whatever you want to call yourselves, that when Dan and I both have successful weeks, positive weeks, we will be doing shots on the show. They're on the table tonight, and we had great weeks. But we'll get into records in a bit, for sure, but not quite yet, unless you want to do the shot right away.
I don't care.
You want to do the shot right out of the gate?
May as well.
Have you ever had Hennessy, Dan?
I want to say no, but probably at some point in my dumbass drinking career.
I've never had Hennessy in my life, but I know Marshawn Lynch likes Hennessy, and I like Marshawn Lynch. Whenever Marshawn Lynch goes on, shows, he has a tendency to drop F-bombs. That has a tendency to happen on our show as well.
Yeah, well,
is it going to fit?
There's a little left in there.
What is this stuff? You know what this stuff even is?
Cognac.
Never had it in my life.
Probably something you don't do a shot of. Oh, you're going to start there?
Fuck. All right. Here we go. Got to do some cheers.
Ugh.
Warms the tummy.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, damn.
You didn't even tell them what our records were.
No, I know. That's later. Who the fuck drinks that?
Well,
Fuck.
it's a sip and drink.
Fuck.
What's that? The ladies' man from Saturday Night Live.
Damn.
Cavassier.
I don't want to do the beer review yet, but damn. Anyway, successful weeks. We're not talking about that yet. It is Trick or Treat Week in our little town. It's on Saturday. Are you prepared?
I think so.
Yeah, did you buy the candy?
I've been buying bags here and there since they put it out.
Wait, since they put it out. Are you like Easter candy and shit?
Yeah, you go to the store and
Dan's
there's
got
bags
like-
of candies out. I grab 2 bags, buy them.
Dan's got
Dollar cost averaging, man. I don't go to tomorrow and buy all the candy for the neighborhood. I'm not like you, man. I don't hand out the big ass freaking full size candy bars.
My wife did it. You've heard about that. I don't like the decision making. You get one, so you get the regular size candy bar. She went to, I think it's BJ's, one of the big wholesale places or whatever, and she bought 150 or so candy bars. We'll probably have to turn the light off early. It's 6 to 8. I mean, it's supposed
Is it 6 to 8? I didn't know what time it was.
Yeah,
Is
6
it
to
6 to 8
8
or 5 to 7.
It's always been 6. I don't know. I don't know that for sure. It's usually been 6 to 8. So we'll see, but I have a feeling we're going to run out. The weather is supposed to be great.
I know. It is supposed to be 60 and sunny. Nice. During the day. So,
Dan and I both live in developments, and there'll be plenty of kids that come to our doors that we do not recognize, I'm sure. They have a tendency to bust people into neighborhoods.
Oh, yeah. Hey, if I don't recognize, I mean, the kids I recognize get handfuls of candy. If I don't recognize you, hey, maybe 1 or 2.
See, I don't like that decision making. That's why we go with the full-size candy bars. I don't know if I'll be out there. We have one trick-or-treater left. Ethan is a freshman, still going to trick-or-treat. So Dan was supposed to be in costume tonight. That's my fault.
Yeah, damn it. Don't spoil the costume. We're going to do it.
We're going to do it anyway. Don't spoil it.
Yeah.
All right. It was one of my kids' costumes. They shouldn't probably have that costume, but we won't spoil it, I suppose.
At some point, I'll be in costume.
You will be.
It just won't be for Halloween.
Dan was a surprise visitor over here kind of on Saturday. Tammy went somewhere. His wife came over, Gideon.
Yep.
And speaking of Gideon,
He'll be 7 Saturday.
happy birthday to Gideon.
Holy shit.
Wait, does he get a present?
Well, he used to get a big steak. I'd grill him a steak, but now that he's on his diet, he's going to get a big piece of chicken.
Shit, there you go. That's it. I think he'll take it. What
Yeah.
about, does he get like any toy, ball?
Oh,
anything
he'll
there?
get all that. Yeah, big rawhide or some shit or something.
Yeah, knowing your wife, there'll be like
yeah.
multiple presents for Gideon. So, well, that's good stuff. So last week, I'm not talking about the records. Dan, well, we started talking about high school football, and then I asked you the question about St. V and when you coached LeBron and if his athleticism jumped off the screen. People are like, why the hell have we heard more about that before? Like, they were unhappy that, that we were just learning about this in season 3, mid-season 3.
Come on.
But they like that story quite a bit. Speaking of that, high school playoffs start this week. You're going to be in heaven on Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Yeah, Dan St. V graduate. They're a good team.
They're in the playoffs.
Our local team.
We're in a brutal region. I mean, the 3 Catholic schools here are all in the same region this year.
Yeah.
And Hoban is at the top.
Well, they're a juggernaut, along with those 2 big Cleveland schools. I don't know if Iggy's good this year, St. Ignatius. I know that Ed's is. St. Ed's is really good.
Ed's beat Hoban by I'm going to say 20.
And Dan said they expanded the playoffs here fairly recently to include a lot more teams. And our local team, Green, a losing record at 4-6, and they're in. They play a team about an hour and a half south of here in Sunbury, north of Columbus.
I was looking at it today. Stowe got in. And I can't remember who Stowe plays. Stowe might play St. Ed's. They got in. God. They got in the playoffs with 1 victory.
The line is minus 56.5, St. Ed's.
What do you think the running clock will be?
Oh, God, no.
End of the first quarter?
God. When do they do that?
24.
Oof is all I got to say about that.
When you're up 24, I think it's running clock.
Anyway, let's do records from last week, and then we're going to do the beer review, and we're going to talk some more. Last week, I tell you what, Dan and I are both positive. We were really positive. It was a great week. Dan went 10-4. He is now 52-54 and 2 on the year, just 2 under 500. I went 11-3. 55. Now I'm positive. 55, 51, 2, 4 over. Dan and I both hit our elephant picks. Dan cashed his early on Thursday night with Arizona.
Hell yeah.
Sunday, late afternoon window for myself with the Vegas Raiders. They won going away by 18. Dan off the schneid with his elephant picks. That was his first win. He's 1-6 on the year. I'm 5-2, so that's all good stuff. And this stuff isn't easy. Just to give you an idea how difficult this is, 2 XFL exiles quarterbacks in P.J. Walker and Taylor Heineke beat Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers last week in a quarterback match. So it's not easy. I look at the experts on CBS Sports. They have 8 guys picking games, quote-unquote experts, if you will. There was only one of them out of the 8 that is positive on the year. So, I mean, this stuff isn't easy, and I like our records going forward, and hopefully we can continue to do well for you. We're on a beer review time, I think. Themey beer, right? Always, Dan.
Masthead Brewing Company, self-mummification.
Masthead's never big on can presentation, but they're big on taste. I like their beers.
8.5 alcohol by volume.
Double India Pale Ale.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of this stuff.
When I saw the can, I thought it was going to be a sour, but we'll...
Oh, the purple color? Yeah. Well, that's Halloween.
Purple?
Yeah.
I thought orange was Halloween.
Purple, orange. Yeah, purple, orange, black.
Purple's the worst color ever.
No? You don't like purple? Raspberry's color. I guarantee it's good. Speaking of that stuff, being good or not, Dan, I didn't necessarily care for last week's beer. I'm not going to throw the Homestead Beer Company on the table too much, but it was mango and habanero, and we couldn't taste the habanero and things like that. My buddy Jason's like, I need more on his beer review because he's local and he buys these beers and things like that. He wants us to give some sort of star rating of these things. So I don't know. To try this and
I mean, it definitely looks like an IPA, double IPA. It tastes like a double IPA.
It's good. I like it. I like double IPAs.
I mean, going down,
I like this beer a lot.
It doesn't seem heavy.
We can't put anything too high. I'm giving this 4.2.
I'd give it 4. Self-mummification. If you have a couple of these, you'd be...
Great name. I love it. It's new on the market. They haven't put this beer out before this year. So, Jason, go get it on the shelves, buddy. I like it a lot. I'm a big fan. So, anyway, more stories to tell. So, I don't miss Chicago Bear football games. I can't tell you the last time I missed one. It's got to be at least a half a decade ago. It has to be like 5 years. But what happened on Monday night? Chicago Bears played New England Patriots on Monday night. On Sunday, Katie and I walked into free tickets for a political fundraiser that our favorite band, Dave Matthews Band, their lead singer, Dave Matthews, obviously, was going to perform at.
Wait, Dave Matthews is the lead singer of Dave Matthews Band?
Sorry, a little repetitive?
I'm
Maybe.
just clarifying.
He is. We love Dave. We went to 3 shows already this year.
Wait, who was the political fundraiser for?
It was for dirty senator race between Tim Ryan and J.D. Vance. It was Tim Ryan. Dave's obviously Democratic. So very nice, very nice. They've run some
Tim Ryan.
They've run some pretty negative campaigns against each other. But it was
negative. Come on, if we're going to talk about this, Tim Ryan's freaking full of shit with his ads that he's been putting on. He's a liberal prick, and he wants to be a moderate now.
I'm not getting into that. And
look, you opened the door.
I did. I tell you what, I don't vote party lines now that we're talking about it, but I'd like to refer myself as socially democratic but fiscally Republican. But these guys, they won't agree on shit, so it's very hard to do that stuff.
That's because Tim Ryan has totally changed his platform. Because he knows he's not going to win if he votes. If he runs the way he's voted, his history of voting since he's been in the House of Representatives for 20 years. Well, you brought it up.
I did, but yeah, I'm not going to get into the political aspect of this thing. We were there for Dave, 100%. So we go down to Columbus, easy in. I left to work a little bit early, got in there, on time. Kate and I had a couple of drinks in the parking lot. We were the only people tailgating for the show. But in any event,
that's because you were with a bunch of liberal honks.
Program starts around 7, and obviously it's a political fundraiser for Senator Tim Ryan.
Were you still out there drinking when it started?
No. We were certainly in. We didn't want to miss whenever Dave hit the stage. And he played a good dozen songs. It was awesome. But the program, if you will, started. And obviously they got multiple people speaking before Tim Ryan spoke, and then Dave takes the stage.
Turn into Fox News this week because they're debating on Fox News.
One of the people there, I think he was the third speaker, and he went on right before Tim Ryan. Bernie Kosar was down there.
Oh, good grief. I'm not a fan of Bernie's anymore now.
So, Bernie was down there. He was perfectly fine. Bernie has a little bit of a history in our area of having a few cocktails before he makes public appearances.
I don't know. Is it cocktails or is it just head injuries?
I don't know. He was perfectly fine. So, but here's what happened. Like an awesome fucking thing happened. So, Bernie does his little thing, talks for a couple of minutes, 3 minutes.
Well, he's
maybe.
from where Tim Ryan's from, so I could see why Bernie would be.
Yeah, the Youngstown area, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is where Ryan's from. I think Vance is from like the 740 area, like Chillicothe area, things like that. Anyway, we're off the politics part of it, I hope. But Bernie's doing his thing, and like he goes up there and what is that thing? Let's go Brownies! Woof woof. Is that right? Yeah. I'm not a Browns fan. It was something like that. So that's all going on, blah blah blah. And he's doing his little thing, round people up. He's got a football in his hand for some reason. I don't know why. But he does. He has a football in his hand. And so he's leaving the stage, and everybody's like doing that woof woof thing or whatever. I don't think he had any intention of throwing the ball, but he does. Because like people were asking, like yelling at him to throw the ball. And he's walking off, and he kind of throws it across his body. Bernie still has a good arm. Clearly, should have put more air into the ball. Like, he threw somewhat of a rocket into the crowd. And, like, he clearly should have put more air into the ball, and he probably meant to. He didn't. And it hit this, like, 10-year-old kid, like, right in the fucking face. Like, in the face. I mean, the kid should have clearly caught it. I mean,
yeah, his hands right in the face, dude. Yeah, come on.
It had too much pace on it.
Together.
It had too much pace on it for him. Hit the kid right in the fucking face. But that was awesome. So we had a great time. They played my wife's favorite Dave song. It's called Oh, It's Not My Favorite, but it was an awesome time. But we got out of there quick. I mean, there was probably 4,000 people there. I was trying to check the score, but when you're in venues like that, it's hard to get any communication through your phone. Text messages or uploading apps, the Score mobile app, which I use to check scores. I couldn't do it, and it ended like 8:45 or so. And I'm like, shit, I had recorded the game here, of course. And my phone was getting text messages and things. Well, once we got into an area where we got better service, my phone started going like shit nuts. But I was driving home already by this time. I'm like, Katie, just take my phone and tell everybody I haven't seen anything. I haven't watched anything. I don't know the score. I don't know shit.
Dude, I wish I would have been over here. That bell would have been freaking broke off. I'd have been ringing it so much.
It did.
The neighbors would have been pissed.
All that shit happened. I'm going to tell it. We got home like 10:50. I promptly queued up the game after welcoming the dogs, saying hello to the boys, the good boys, whatever. 11 p.m. I don't think my neighbors like it when the Bears play in the super late Monday night window from 11 to 1:30 a.m.
Yeah.
But it happened.
That's Tuesday morning football.
You're right. I watched the entire game out here. Obviously, the Bears played well. You guys know that who follow football. It went really well. There was some hooting and hollering.
They
Bears scored.
finally had designed runs for field. I mean, it looked totally different. They looked really good.
They stole some plays from the Redbirds. They did. I'm going to let people know, like, when the Bears score a touchdown here, there's something right over here to the right on the wall called the FTL, stands for Flying Turtle Lounge, touchdown bell. I was able to ring it 3 times on Monday, which is more than average for the Chicago Bears. I'm going to bang it one time real quick just so you understand it's loud. I don't know if the neighbors appreciate that at, 12 midnight, 12:30 in the morning. I don't know. But it was super fun. We had a great Monday, super tired. But anyway, so that is all the stories. You got more stories to tell before we get into football?
From this weekend? No.
All right, very good. We are on to Thursday night football. It is Baltimore traveling down the coast to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's not really on the coast, but if you will, Baltimore's 4-3. Tampa Bay has the opposite record of 3-4. Baltimore 1.5-point favorites in this game. Over under is 45. Baltimore comes off their win against the Cleveland Browns. The passing game still isn't really there. They run the ball a ton.
No.
Whoever's in there.
Both of these teams suck.
Oh, my God. Andrews is banged up, so that doesn't help their passing game.
I just saw Peters and Humphreys, the 2 corners, are banged up, too. Their defense is not that good. Baltimore's defense. And if those 2 aren't playing, woo.
Well, let's talk about Tampa Bay.
They can't run the ball, which I'll tell you, Baltimore's run defense is pretty good.
Has Father Time caught up?
Yeah,
with Tom Brady?
Unfortunately,
that's the question. Is that true?
He was the greatest quarterback ever, but come on, how'd the dude Mike Evans drop that ball?
Oh, Jesus!
Come on!
Oh my God, that was horrible. Yeah, that was I think the Tampa's first possession where Mike Evans dropped they were within 10 yards of him. And it was right in his hands. Brady threw a great ball. He dropped it, bobbled it heavily. I thought he might be able to dive for it and catch it. He knocked it so high up in the air. The good news for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is that they play in a shitty division. They're not out of this thing by any means. But here's the thing. Tampa Bay, off their loss in Carolina, 2 weeks in a row, they've been double.
Backup quarterback.
Yes, 2 weeks in a row.
They got rid of McCaffrey.
I know, right? And they still ran the ball on them like crazy. That's a huge problem, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But that's 2 weeks in a row that the Buccaneers – are you flipping me off? The Buccaneers have been double-digit favorites in games and lost the game outright.
Yeah.
They were double-digit favorites in Pittsburgh last week, lost the game to the Steelers. Double-digit favorites, even bigger double-digit favorites down in Carolina last week, lost the game outright. Here's the problem for Tampa. They can't stop the run. No Christian McCaffrey, no fucking problem for Carolina last week with whatever, journeyman Donta Foreman and Chuba Hubbard or whatever the hell his name is. They ran the ball down their throat. That's what Baltimore does well, is run the ball. This is scary, Dan.
Yes, Gus Edwards came back, hasn't played a game since
Gus the Bus
all last year and ran
all
over the Browns.
2 tutties. Dan, you want the lead or you want me?
Yeah, you go. Because you're taking the Ratbirds, and I ain't taking the Ratbirds. I'm taking the Bucks, man. I want to hear some cannon fire, even though it's weak. I'm going.
Oh shit! I forgot about the fucking cannon fire. Holy shit! I forgot about that. There hasn't been a lot of cannon fire going on.
There's going to be some this week or Thursday night.
I want to see it before I believe it. I am. I don't. The myth of Tom Brady and I don't know if he's ever lost in a primetime game like this shit.
Screw the Ratbirds.
I'm on Baltimore -1.5. I got to see it before I believe it from Tampa. They can't stop the run. That's all Baltimore does. So then our odds in the first game, I'm pretty sure that's not going to be anybody's elephant pick, although Dan went there last week. All right, we got another London game. We got another freaking London game. And let me tell you about this. It's another thing you got to stream, or you got to have a subscription. It's on ESPN Plus exclusively, not on any network whatsoever on your television. I am a junkie. I happen to have that.
Who the hell cares? It's the Denver Broncos.
I have this routine on Sunday mornings. I do only my laundry. I don't do any of the kids' laundry. I don't do Kay's laundry. I do my laundry only. That's it. Period. That's not the end of the story. But I do it all on Sunday morning, and I start to load. I go to the grocery store. I go to the grocery store, buy all the groceries, hopefully for the week. We kind of, plan it out type of thing, what we're going to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By Thursday, Friday, it's like everybody's on their own. Either we'll order takeout, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. But we plan like three days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Anyway, go to the grocery store, come back. I make something. Sometimes I make 2 meals, maybe just lunch, whatever it is. I'm like, by 1 o'clock, I got to be outside working for On Top the Cage.
Yeah.
Probably overtime. 1 to 11, probably 2 hours of OT.
Wait,
right
overtime? It's not a year-round job, so how do you get overtime?
No, I'm working more than 8 hours a day. When I come out here at 1 and go back in at 11.
What are you doing April 20th for On Top of the Cage?
I got to do that lawyer thing.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. On Top of the Cage, you don't get overtime.
I'm a hard fucking worker, man. I got 2 gigs.
I can wash some other laundry.
I got 2 gigs. The show might run long tonight.
Yeah, because we're talking way too long about this shit-ass game.
We haven't even talked about it.
It sucks.
We're in London here again. Denver plays Jacksonville. The Lions, Jacksonville -2.5. The over-under is 39.5. Both these teams are 2 and 5. Wow, 2s and 5s are wild. Once again, Jacksonville -2.5. Denver comes off their home loss against the New York Jets. Russ is back this week. That Ripien kid played last. But is there a difference? That thing's a mess.
Is his leg pulled or hamstring pulled or I don't know.
Let's ride.
Let's
ride. Only goes so fucking far, man.
Jacksonville's playing at home in London or England, wherever they're playing. I'm taking Jacksonville in this.
I tell you what, there's some thought process that Nathaniel Hackett may not be the head coach coming out of London if they lose this game, which is probably unprecedented to go 7 or 8 weeks into the National Football League season as a head coach and lose your gig. I don't know. That's pretty harsh, but it's an absolute mess in Denver. There's no 2 ways about it. Jacksonville comes off their home loss against the New York Giants. This is a young, talented team that doesn't know how to win. They just don't know how to close games. They don't know how to win. They did trade. The trading deadline's fun. In the National Football League, all of a sudden, 5 years ago, nothing ever happened. But now there's like a lot of trades. They traded James Robinson, who was kind of in like somewhat of a timeshare with Travis Etienne as the running back position for Jacksonville. I think they're a talented team. They don't know how to win, really. Their experience in London, they probably played in London the last like 3-4 years, or overseas at least the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Jacksonville -2.5. They gonna beat Denver?
Yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville.
Me too. I'm riding with Jacksonville. I've been high on this team, and they keep on hurting me on occasion on bets, if you will. But they're talented. They just need to put it together and figure out how to win the game. I think they're a better football team. I really do. Dan and I are both on Jacks -2.5. The Sunday early slate starts with the Carolina Panthers traveling to Atlanta. Division game. Carolina's 2 and 5. Atlanta's 3 and 4. Atlanta's 4.5 point favorites in this game. The over/under is 42. We talked about Carolina already in their home win against Tampa Bay. No Christian McCaffrey, no problem. I said it earlier. They ran the ball like crazy. And had no problems with the Tampa defense. I got something that's going to completely freak you out. Time of season. Freak you out right here. Freak season, right? Halloween, trick or treat. The winner of this football game will have sole possession of the NFC South. They will. If Carolina wins the game, they will have the tiebreaker based upon their 3-0 record in the division. If Atlanta wins the game, they'll have the lead in the division. This division includes Tampa Bay. Isn't that crazy that Carolina,
yeah,
possibly the worst football team in the National Football League.
I don't know. The kid, I know nothing about the kid playing quarterback right now.
For Carolina?
Yeah. Who is that dude?
Oh, P.J. Walker, he's athletic dude. He's from Temple, where Matt Rule coached. Well, and Matt Rule used to be the coach there. He's no longer the coach. I think Steve Wilkes. In any event, he's an athletic kid, but he didn't do much last week. They just ran the ball. But he is currently the quarterback. I don't know when Darnold or Mayfield's available again. I think it's P.J. Walker's gig at this point in time, and certainly for this week in Atlanta. They come up that impressive win against Tampa Bay, if you will. Atlanta, let's talk about them. They lost in Cincinnati. I got some problem. Fucking the play calling in Atlanta, or with Atlanta. They were down early. They were down 3 scores. They were down like fucking 21 points. Dan, you know how many times Atlanta threw the ball So they're down early, right?
I don't throw with Mariota. That's the thing.
Were you blowing leads or not? Did you see the score? It was like 21 to fucking nothing, like in a heartbeat.
No, he's at that going away
fuck,
party.
That's right. Dan got roped into some bullshit where he couldn't even watch the Browns.
No, I got to watch the Browns. We've had a TV there at the place.
Not the same, but I understand. I mean, obligations get in the way. I tell you what, just speaking of that stuff, like I got a shit ton of grief from my son Keaton. Like, wait, dude, you're going to miss the Bear game? Seriously, for going to some bullshit Dave thing? But listen, I like Dave. My wife loves Dave. I love my wife. And if she ain't happy, shit don't go well at the house. So,
and you're a liberal.
That's not true.
And it was a liberal fundraiser.
It was a fundraiser. I was there for Dave. I'm not going to tell you I'm voting for, but anyway, you can do all that shit you want. That's fucking stupid. Anyway, thank you, Ronnie, for the T-shirt. If you're watching, I know my dude Ronnie. Hell
yeah.
He goes he goes on his walk. I think he still does his walk. I haven't talked to him about it recently, and he listens to the podcast. I don't think he watches, but you got to watch this week. Dan keeps showing your Let's Go Brandon T-shirts that you sent him. I still have my 33 Legend Larry Bird T-shirt, or I think that's what it is.
You'll never wear that on the show near me.
I love Larry Bird. I love the Celtics. We'll see. I like the NBA a little bit because my team's good right now. You know, we're way off track.
Yes.
To recap, Atlanta minus 4.5. I mean, super limited on offense. They run the ball. I don't know why they don't pass the ball. They have weapons. They have Drake London. They have Kyle Pitts, who's like the unicorn, you know, like he's really a wide receiver, but he's so fucking big. He's a tight end type of thing. But they don't throw the ball. How do you throw the ball 13 times when you're down 23 scores, down 21 points in the second quarter? How does that happen?
They stopped throwing it against us when we played them. In the second half, they just stopped throwing. So
Kyle Pitts is on. I drafted Kyle Pitts. I had to draft my son's fantasy football team because he's at work. I drafted Kyle Pitts high. Like, Keaton's like, what the fuck, Dad? You know, type of thing. Dude, I have no idea how. I mean, I'm like, we got to trade the dude. I mean, they're not going to throw the fucking ball ever. If you're down 3 scores, you don't throw the ball, you're not going to throw the ball. Anyway, Atlanta minus 4.5 against Carolina. Dan, where you at?
I honestly, I would stay away from this game if I was betting, but I think I'm going to go with Atlanta on this.
I'm a big fan of Atlanta game. This is a candidate for elephant for me. Dude, the Carolina thing's aberration.
Yeah, no.
If you ask me. I like Atlanta a lot in this game, minus 4.5. I'm not saying it is. It's a candidate. Next game on the board is Chicago Football Bears. Travel to Big D, play Dallas. The Bears are 3-4 on the season. Dallas is 5-2. Dallas has been installed 9.5 point favorites. Over/under in this game is 44.
Chicago got rid of Quinn. What the hell?
They're up. Trade deadline, yeah.
Bullshit.
Today. It's not bullshit. I wish the Bears would have traded Robert Quinn before the season started. They probably would have got a 2 and a 4. He's produced exactly 1 sack this year. He has had some quarterback pressures. And I will say this I will say this about Robert Quinn. He's a very big presence in the locker room, which means a lot. I mean, behind the scenes, we don't see this as fans in the locker room, but locker room presence and leadership is a big fucking deal to keep a team together. I mean, it's a long season, and there's a lot of highs and lows and things like that. It's a big deal. He's apparently a very good dude in the locker room. The Bears got a 4th from Philadelphia. He got traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, they're just going to stack their cupboard. They're a very good football team, and they're making a Super Bowl run is what they're trying to do. The Bears, like I said, probably would have got a 2 and 4 for Quinn before the start of the season. They got a 4. And I'm fine with it, so I got to root for Philadelphia to lose the rest of their game somehow. I don't think that's going to happen. But, look, the Bears come off a very impressive performance in Foxborough. They put up 33 points on the team. They came out with kind of a different offensive scheme than I'm used to seeing. There were designed quarterback runs. They ran plays that were towards Justin Fields' strengths.
Well, and it took him 7 games to figure that shit out.
Right? No shit,
what the
right?
hell?
I agree with Dan completely.
Freaking retarded coaching.
I don't know if they're going to be able to bring... I mean, they won the game all 3 fucking phases against England. I mean, they could have put up 40, but they knelt on the 1-yard line late in the game. I mean, they could have put a 40-burger up on Belichick. I mean, I understand the respect. I think you probably should. I think Belichick is historically one of the greatest coaches for
yeah,
sure,
there should be some respect because whoever's calling the shots over there is dumb.
In regards to the Bear offense?
Yes.
It's Luke Getsy, who was the quarterback coach in Green Bay. And obviously, There was 2 people from the Green Bay offense that got new head coaching jobs this year.
And
Nathaniel Hackett in Denver.
They blow.
Who may not make the flight back
Matt LaFleur or whatever
from London to Denver
blows.
if they lose that game. And Luke Getsy, who was the quarterbacks coach and is now the Bears offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Dallas, they're 5-2 on
I
the
should
season.
be the offensive coordinator for Chicago.
It would probably look the same.
No. We'd be running on balanced line. We'd never pass.
No, I know. Dan is 3 yards in a cloud of
Pounding
fucking
the ball and kicking ass.
Oh my God. Yes, Dan Rent's the most boring offense of all fucking time. I know it is one of his assistant coaches in youth football.
But we win. And if we don't win, we've kicked your ass.
I fucking love Dan. He runs a boring fucking offense. I fucking love him. But anyway,
I threw more this year than ever.
3 times a game.
I had a quarterback that could actually throw the ball and people I thought could catch.
Jesus, you make Art Smith look like fucking Andy Reid out there.
Yeah. Well, Art Smith looked like Andy Reid? Come on. I look like Andy Reid. Get out of here.
Dude, no, dude. It's so bad. It's so bad. Anyway, Dan.
It is not bad.
Well, no. I'm not saying that. I'm not. Dan's a great coach. I have tremendous respect
I
for him
run
as
the
a coach.
play until you stop it.
Fair.
I can't help it. You can't stop the play. And there's 2 plays developed off of the play you can't stop. Every time.
Yes, there's scheming. There's development. You try to sucker people into things.
I make them stupid. That's what I tell the kids. We're going to make them stupid. We're going to train them. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Oh, they had success. They stopped it. We'll run it again. Oh, you stopped it. Bye.
3rd and 12. Let's run the pound the rock up the middle.
No, not on 3rd and 12. We've made him stupid enough that I've got another play that we could score a touchdown.
I'm fucking with Dan right now. He's a
Fuck
great.
outta here.
He's a great coach. I love being on his coach staff. I don't. How many years do you think we coached? Yeah, 6, 7, 8. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. Anyway, Dallas. They come up.
It wasn't that long.
Wasn't that long?
6, 7, 8. Well,
no,
they were in
years.
kindergarten.
I mean, the kids were like what, 6 when we
I don't
started?
even know if they started in kindergarten. Yeah.
6 to like 12, 13, maybe something
We'd
like
have
that.
to sit out and figure that out.
We will. That's another show. I don't know.
It's probably 6 years.
Yeah. See, I wasn't far off.
Now that I think about it.
All right, fair enough. We got to recap this thing. Dallas is -9.
I'm on Chicago. Dallas isn't going to get 9.5. Dak is back. I don't give a shit. He's back at home. He feels comfortable. He's going to be in the driver's seat. No, I'm going with Chicago on this. They're on a roll. They just won on Monday night. I'm taking Chicago.
Dallas is 9.5-point favorites in this game. The over-under is 44. I always guess at the lines before I look at them for the next week. And considering the Bear performance last week on Monday night in Foxborough, they are coming off a short week, which may hurt a little bit. But, I mean, I thought they might be a touchdown favorites. I think 9.5 is heavy, too. I mean, Dak didn't look great.
No.
The offense didn't look great. They got 5 turnovers in the game as the reason why they won
Right.
that game going away. Micah Parsons is great. Roquan Smith is great for the Bears. It's going to be an awesome linebacker matchup. That's fun. But meanwhile, the offense didn't look much better with Dak as opposed to Cooper Rush.
It doesn't.
It really didn't.
And we're going to figure out real soon that they overpaid.
The Dallas defense is good. They're opportunistic.
Their
We'll
defense
see.
is good.
I mean, the Bears are going to come in there riding high. I mean, they're going to come out with a lot of confidence. I like them to maybe throw an early punch in this game and keep this game under the number. I'm on the Bears getting the 9.5 as well. That's a pretty big line in the National Football League. Next game on the board. We're only 5 games in right now.
We better speed it up.
Not on this game because my in-laws love the show. And we're going to talk about the Miami Football Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins travel to Motor City to play the Detroit Lions. Miami's 4-3, Detroit 1-5. The Miami Dolphins are 3-point favorites in this game. The over-under is a big number of 50.5, 50.5, if you will. Miami, they come off their home win against Pittsburgh. Was that Sunday night or Monday night? It's a night game.
Monday night. No, Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Monday
Sunday night
night
football.
Bears.
Sunday, that's right. I mean, and I tell you what, I watched the Miami football team, and they came out like fucking gangbusters on offense. Tua's back. Like, everything's going wild. Tyreek Hill's wide open. Jalen Waddle's wide open. Right down the field. And then the first quarter ended, and fucking nothing. Like, nothing.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
They were up 13 like nothing.
Because I'm like, okay, this game's... I turned on HGTV and fell asleep.
I didn't. I watched it to the end because I played the game personally. their offense looked great in the first. I mean, like zero, like null set, fucking zero after the first quarter. I mean, I don't know if that's Tomlin. I don't know what that was that happened, but they couldn't move the ball. And Pittsburgh, frankly, should have won the football game. They dropped 4 picks from Tua. Tua didn't play well. I mean, I don't care, Tom, Kevin, Billy, Grant. I don't care. Tua didn't play well in that game, I didn't think. But, I mean, I think he's a good player. It's a timing offense, and maybe he was a little bit off, a little rusty. Hadn't played in a couple weeks, few weeks, whatever it is. In regards to time, the defense did play. The defense stacked 2 games in a row where they played well on D. I know they were playing a rookie quarterback. Detroit, let's talk about them. They come off their loss in Dallas. I mean, they regressed. At the beginning of the year,
they were like, what the hell happened
they were scoring a ton of points. They were in every game. They're not anymore.
Nothing.
That thing's a mess. I worry for Dan Campbell's job at the end of the season if things don't turn around. Goff's got to play better. He hasn't. I think a lot of this Miami football team, I'm
taking Miami.
Me too. I mean, a field goal is easy enough for me. I think this line rises to 3.5. I know we put the show on early. It's Wednesday right now, Wednesday evening. My guess is this line balloons. If you want to play this game, play it now if you get it for a field goal, because I guarantee, I think it's going to go to 3.5 or 4. People love favorites. We know that. We're both on the fence, -3, 3.5, whatever it shakes out to be. Next game on the board, I think is a sneaky fun game. I guess Dan finished his drink and is apparently going to take a potty break. The next game on the board is the Arizona Cardinals at Minnesota. Arizona's 3-4 on the season. The Minnesota Vikings are 5-2 on the season. Very good record. The Lions, Minnesota -4 in this game. Over/under is 49. Arizona comes off their win on Thursday night, so they're well rested. I guess you got a kind of mini bye, if you will. On Thursday night against New Orleans. DeAndre Hopkins came back. It infused some life into the offense. They threw the ball to him a ton. He had 14 targets, and I think he caught like 10 balls. The defense is very opportunistic, but you can't count on that every week. I mean, there was back-to-back pick sixes they got from Andy Dalton from New Orleans in that game right before the first half, and it kind of completely swayed the game. Obviously, 14 points sways the game a ton. Minnesota comes up by. Speaking of rested, holy shit, rested. They're rested. The defense needs to be better. They haven't been great, come throughout, the first 7 weeks of the season. But they have a ton of weapons on offense. Arizona, Dan, did you hear me talking while you're out there?
I can hear you.
All right, good. Minnesota -4 in this game against Arizona. I'll take the lead. Dan's been doing whatever he needs to do for himself, which means get himself a new beard, take a potty break, I don't know, have a smoke. What'd you do out there? Fuck, man.
I was peeing.
All right, fair enough.
Hennessy.
Minnesota -4. I think a lot of this football team, I told you.
Wait, are we done talking about the little blow-up between Prima Donna and the coach?
Oh, Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was that dust up. That was a lot. Feels like a ton of time ago. It was Thursday Night Football, right? And it was a goal line miscommunication issue or something like that or whatever. They had to call timeout. Cliff Kingsbury's going crazy on the sideline, and Kyler Murray said, "Chill the fuck out," like 3 times in his face. Like, not his face, as he was walking off. And then Hopkins, who just back, first game back, had to, like, kind of separate them a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, that happened. I saw that. Minnesota.
I mean, there's some dysfunction in Arizona. I'm telling you right now.
Well, I mean,
and
they won. They won a game.
I think the contract thing where, hey, you got to study. Yeah, I mean, it's showing its face.
Yeah? Did the new Call of Duty come out? It's going to cause problems for Kyler Murray? You play Call of Duty?
Probably, no. But I saw the commercial on
Me neither.
Probably one of those. I suck at using the controls. That's why I don't play.
I don't play because I'm fucking 50. What are you, fucking crazy?
Well, I mean, I would like to play and
You
try
would?
it out, but
No.
I'm like, no, fuck that.
No, every once in a while my son Gavin comes out here. He's like, "Brian out here?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Oh, shit, I need him to, like, invade on Clash of Clans." I'm like, "What?" Like, shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
no.
Yeah. And Brian's like, yeah, Brian loves that shit.
There's an issue
I love
there.
Brian. He's like a youngster in regards to stuff.
And I'll tell
He
you,
likes young things. A little pokey, Brian.
the Kingsbury, it's one thing to be buddies and this new coaching. You made a comment earlier that I was trying to remember. with Jacksonville, they don't know how to win.
Yeah, they don't know how to close out games. They don't know how to win.
And that's because these coaches...
Usually it's young teams, though.
These coaches are afraid to bitch at these young players. I mean, I'll teach you how to win. You got to do what the hell you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. And do what I say.
Dan's making, and I completely understand what he's saying,
because I was saving this for the Browns.
You cannot let the inmates run the asylum. I think.
Well, that happened. Well, you can't say that anymore because the owner of the Texans said that, and look out. But no, this is what's.
Why is that bad?
These guys think they have.
There's white, brown, pink, blue, green, black, every type of inmate.
I have no problem with your comment, but the Texans owner made that comment, and now it became a rate.
He's a shitty owner. I don't know about
he's
McClain.
A shitty
I'm not going to talk
owner,
about McClain's
but this is these younger guys.
Racism stuff
don't need to be coddled, and this is how we're doing it. Hey, it's my way or you don't play. End of story.
I think Dan's harboring some ill feelings about them putting the contract clause in Kyler Murray's contract where it said you got to study X amount of hours before the game and then taking it out because it became a social media fucking thing.
Yeah. If it's in there, it's in there.
Yeah,
study.
Dan's probably right. It's probably a reason why they wanted it in there.
No shit, they know.
Nobody puts that in that fucking contract, right?
But
so
they
there's probably
know
a reason,
that's
right?
their friggin' player. They know.
Some fucking shit on my lip. Anyway.
Minnesota. I'm taking Minnesota.
This is a fun game, or a fun show, man. I'm enjoying it. Minnesota -4 in this game. So am I. I told you that I thought the NFC Conference Championship game was going to be Philadelphia and Minnesota. I'm not backing off of it, and it looks fucking good.
Minnesota's kind of being sneaky, and no one's paying attention to them, and look out.
They have a ton of weapons. They have a veteran quarterback. They have a decent defense. I think they should make a move at the trade deadline for maybe even more defense if they can. I mean, go for it, because who's in your way right now? Philadelphia? I don't think anybody else is in their way. I think they're the second best team in the NFC right now. And that includes Green Bay, the Bays, the Green Bay, the Tampa Bay, the San Francisco, the Rams. It includes all. I think Minnesota is the second best team in the NFC. Dan and I are both on the Vikings -4. Next game on the board is the Las Vegas Raiders 2-4 going to New Orleans to play the 2-5 Saints. Speaking of twos, Vegas is a 2-point favorite in this game. The over/under is 48.
I can't believe the records. We're 8 games, and everybody's got the same record. 2-4, 2-5.
That's why I'm super proud of our season-long record.
It's insane, the records of these teams in the NFL. I've never seen this.
The amount of parity, mediocrity, if you will.
I mean, any team can win every week.
There's like 3 teams up there that are really good, and the rest are like, I don't know. They're all the same.
If you look at the records, it's like, holy shit.
Which makes handicapping tremendously difficult. And like I said earlier, I'm super proud of Dan and I's records. I mean, I'm 4+, Dan's just 2 under. I mean, both those records are considerably better than a lot of the experts, if you will. All right, Vegas -2 again. They come off their win at home against Houston. They were my elephant pick last week. They ran the ball super well. Josh Jacobs is kind of like on a tear right now. We didn't know if he was going to have the main running back gig to start the season. There was a lot of question when there was
He's
a coaching
playing for
change.
a contract.
He is. They didn't pick it up, and they didn't pick it up. I mean, they got to make a choice. But meanwhile, running backs are plug and play. So I'd be surprised. They're probably gonna let him hit the free agent market and see who pays him what, type of thing. But that's not what we're talking about.
Running backs are plug and play. Tell that to frickin' Denver. What the hell's his name? From Wisconsin, the dude that keeps fumbling. Plug and play.
Oh,
how's he still on the team?
Oh, Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon.
What the hell?
Yeah, they lost their primary running back. Melvin Gordon drops the ball. Mike Boone, who's going to run the ball? I mean, Denver's a complete mess. I don't want to talk about Denver. Nobody wants to talk about Denver.
Well, but they're not plug and play. I don't want to.
By that, I mean,
if they're plug and play, why was he still playing?
Well, what I'm saying is it's almost impossible for a running back to get a second contract in the National Football League because they get battered so much, beat up so much, and they're like, okay, fine, we'll replace you with this guy in the second or third round and pay him like next to nothing compared to
So why
NFL
is
salary.
Melvin Gordon still on the team getting the ball and fumbling the freaking thing? Is that a coaching decision?
I don't know about all that. Yeah, I mean, Vegas -2 in this game. New Orleans 48. Like I said, Las Vegas, they won their game against Houston kind of going away. It wasn't that way. They kind of pulled away late in the game. It was my elephant pick.
I thought Andy Dalton really looked good at the start of that game.
Talking about New Orleans now.
Yes. And they went right down the field, and then he threw the pick.
Andy Dalton threw a great deep ball. Perfect deep ball. They got the early lead. They had a 7-0 lead. Well, and he imploded.
Because I think I was texting you going the red rifle.
And Dan wasn't watching. I don't know if it was a streaming thing. I don't know if it was an MLS thing. What were you watching? I'm like, Andy Dalton just threw back-to-back pick sixes and fucked the game completely.
Was that a Thursday night game?
Yes.
I might have been on college.
I don't think you were. I feel like you were on MLS.
I might have been.
I don't know.
But it's such a pain in the ass because it can't.
And I didn't know if Jameis was going to come back this week for New Orleans or not, but it's not. It's Andy Dalton again this week for them. I mean,
he had 2 pick sixes in a row.
Back-to-back. I mean,
I'm going with the Raiders.
Like, literally back-to-back. There might have been one pass in between, but right before halftime, Arizona put up 14 points. And I say put up 14 points, and, well, Andy Dalton put up 14 points for the Arizona Cardinals.
Raiders.
New Orleans has been a huge disappointment. I mean, so far. Really?
Well, what's his face? Michael Thomas isn't playing again. Will the dude ever play again?
Yeah, play again. I'm on New Orleans. I'm taking New Orleans. Dan, you on the Raiders?
I'm on the Raiders. The Raiders.
They're not that fucking good of a football team, but they have to win to stay competitive in that very, very good AFC West division.
Based on the records, they're a good football
New Orleans
team.
2-5. I mean, they're playing for first place as well, like a piece of first place, but they wouldn't win a tiebreaker. Like I said, like how fucking crazy is that? That Carolina may lead that division at the end of Sunday. I'm going to take New Orleans Saints getting the 2 points at home. That defense has to play better sometime. I don't know. We'll see when it shows up. Next game on the board, an important game, I guess, at least in the in-laws division, which is that AFC, what is that, the East? It's East,
yes.
Right? East?
Yeah.
The New England Patriots travel to the Meadowlands to play the New York Jets, both on the East Coast. New England's 3-4. The Jets are 5-2, baby. New England is a 2-point favorite in this game. The over-under is 42. Why is New England a 2-point favorite in this game, Dan?
Because the Jets are the luckiest freaking team around.
You think?
Yes.
I thought you were going to say Belichick. I thought that's what you were going to say. I didn't know.
No,
we talked about New England already a little bit.
Oh, believe me, he just lost and got embarrassed on Monday night. I guarantee you. The Jets, claim to fame, they've been able to run the ball.
Well, they lost Breece Hall, which is a huge thing.
They lost Breece Hall. And they just picked up with a trade from Jacksonville that dude.
Yeah,
and I can't
James
think of
Robinson.
His name. Yes,
James
Robinson. And that's awesome for the Jets. I'm taking New England in this because he's not. Robinson will be good for the Jets, and they'll keep doing what they're doing, but not this week.
I wrote on the board who is a quarterback. It came out today. Mac Jones will start for the New England Patriots in this game. They come off a really poor performance against the Bears, and I don't know if it was the Bears or if it's New England's just shitty. I mean, we're talking about this game. We're talking about two.
They looked. I mean, you saw the game on replay, but I'm watching it
Fuck
live.
yeah, 11
I wanted to text you, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" Zappy just took control of this game because bam, when he came in, 2 touchdowns. I was like, "Holy shit! Maybe this guy's really good."
It's right.
And then I was like, okay, maybe not.
It's approaching midnight. The Bears are up 10-0. All of a sudden, this fucking Zappy kid comes in the game in relief of Mac Jones.
2 touchdowns.
Right away. I'm like, fuck that guy. Anyway, yeah, there was probably a fuck that guy. I mean, my neighbor Mike is very close. Hopefully he didn't hear that. I don't know. But anyway, once again, to recap, -2 in this game. Over on is 42. I mean, these are 2 very limited offenses. We touched on it
Very
already.
limited.
I mean, I'm not going to buy Zappy mania bullshit. I'm not. I mean, well, Mac Jones is going to start this game. And
so you're taking the Jets? The paper airplane?
They come off their road win in Denver. How about this?
Denver blows. I mean,
right? If the postseason started right now, Dan, the Jets would be in the playoffs.
They should be.
Who the hell would have thought that?
Well, so are the Giants.
I know. The New York teams. I mean, Big Blue and Gang Green are the talk.
The city
of, the
of New
National Football
York is not even railing on the Yankees for getting their ass kicked
because their
against
football is
Houston
so good.
because Jets and the Giants are both winning.
They are.
So the Yankees are like, thank freaking.
And what Dan said is winning. Neither of those teams have any chance in hell of competing to get to the Super Bowl. They don't because they're so limited. But good for them. I mean, they haven't had winners in so fucking long. I'm super happy for all their fans. New England
I wish my team was 5-2, but I don't.
Is New England find a way to run this ball down their throat? Figure this out.
New England wins this. Yeah, and I'm taking New England.
Me too. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
I'm doing it.
I hate it. So am I. Belichick is a great,
I'll tell you,
great coach.
Devontae Parker, is that his name? Mm-hmm. From Louisville?
Yes.
I hated him because he's like, no, I don't want to go to the Browns. And he went to Miami, and then Miami said, we don't like you. And he's at New England now. He played good Monday night. He had some nice catches.
Yeah, I mean, New England runs the ball so much that no receiver really flourishes there between Kendrick Bourne, who is kind of on, an option maybe out there for wide receiver needy teams at the trade deadline, and he didn't get involved at all. And I didn't hear his name. Was he hurt? I don't know. I didn't hear his name against Chicago. Devontae Parker caught a couple of big balls. Jacoby Myers caught a ball. I mean, they're very nondescript. And New England's, I shouldn't say that. I mean, since Randy Moss, they've never really went for a wide receiver, or had a big name wide receiver. But anyway, this is hard. I mean, I watched Zach Wilson play.
That.
I did. I mean, I watched Zach Wilson play. He sucks. I mean, right now. I mean, I know he's young. I mean, I know he likes MILFs. I mean, I like that. That's cool.
Hey, whatever.
Whatever, yeah. What, Cougars? I like Cougars, MILFs. Hey, yeah, I'll be like all that. We're both on New England minus 2.
So.
I don't like my pick. We're both on New England minus 2.
Yep.
All right, fair enough. Next game on the board, the Battle of Pennsylvania. This is awesome. This is fucking awesome. The Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Philadelphia. What? Pittsburgh to Philadelphia. What we got? 4 hours?
4 hours.
It's a long-ass fucking state, right?
It is.
Dan and I both traveled from, North Ohio to the East Coast of Washington, D.C., or Dan goes to Connecticut where one of his daughter lives now.
Well, she was in Alexandria, so yeah.
Like, we going to ever get the fuck out of Pennsylvania? Right, yeah. It's like forever long. Anyway, the Steelers are 2-5. The Philadelphia Eagles, the only undefeated football team in the National Football League, 6-0. Fly Eagles fly. They're
You know what sucks about that drive? Like North Carolina, when you were in North Carolina from 77 to the beach.
Why are you talking about North Carolina? Hold on.
Because it's a long drive too.
Okay.
But I'm going to the beach.
Right.
When I'm in Pennsylvania driving across the state, it's
Where
just
you
like, what the fuck?
You're
not going anywhere. There's no happy ending. That's what I'm saying.
Happy ending. Dan loves Deshaun Watson.
Give me a massage, bitch.
If he's going that way, generally it's going to see his daughter Jordan, I'm assuming.
Well, she's in Connecticut
which is
now.
a good thing. Tammy would be like cracking the whip on Dan right now. We're not going to see anything. I would like to hear her right now. If she was behind the camera right now, she'd probably be throwing shit at Dan. Anyway, we got to recap this. Pittsburgh.
She might have been throwing shit when we started the show.
Fair enough. Pittsburgh 2-5 goes to Philadelphia 6-0. Philly 10.5-point favorites in the game. Big favorites in this game. The over-under is 44. Pittsburgh, we just talked about it. They come off their loss in Miami. They've kind of committed to Kenny Pickett as a quarterback. They got kind of like bombarded when they went down to Miami and got shell. They were shell-shocked. I don't know. But Miami went right down the field. But then they stabilized everything. They didn't give up shit. And they probably should have won the football game if they don't drop all the picks that they had. There was literally four of them. They were right in their hands.
No.
So, we love Tomlin. 10.5. Philly comes off bye. They're well rested. They're a great football team. They're rested.
The number's too high for me. And I said that before when it was 14 and they got the shellacked. But I'm Philly wins, but I'm taking Pittsburgh in this because it ain't going to be by 10.5.
I love Dan's pick. I think he's 100% right. I'm going to ride with the Steelers again in this.
There's no way Tomlin gets his ass kicked like that again.
He's a great coach. He's a great coach. Philly's rested. They're going to make their playoff run. They certainly are. I think they're the best team in the NFC. But this is going to come to play, I think. Can you grab me another one of the purple ones? The self-mummification, right? All right, we're on, finally.
What the hell? You're gonna do another pounder on the show.
I don't like regular beer.
Woo! Ken's doing another pounder.
It's not something like we've been talking forever. I guarantee
Slam that. Let's go.
This might be an hour and 15-minute show, but it's fucking fun.
Finish that freaking beer. We're going to refill and then go to the next game.
We're finally on to the late window on Sunday. You want to fit? Okay, that's a lot.
Or toss it and refill it. It's a lot. Come on.
I have a glass. I'm not going to toss it. Oh, Dane wants me to do his little tradition. Is that how it goes?
Woo!
Settle down, Ric Flair. Jesus. Holy cow. This is a fun fucking show. I'm going to play this back.
Halloween show,
I'm
baby.
like, this is an awesome show. Or I'm going to be like, holy shit, dude.
Too bad our freaking, what do they call him? The outfit person?
Costume?
Well, it's a costume.
Fluffer?
But on a show,
You know what a fluffer is?
Nah, what the?
I'm asking you if you know what a fluffer is.
No.
When you're in porn, it's the person that makes your dick hard.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
This is a fun show. I told you it's a fun show.
The wardrobe person did not have my costume here.
Oh, yeah. That's probably Katie, right? Not Katie.
I think that was Keaton.
Keaton. Yeah, Keaton. Keaton's in trouble. I know. I didn't know it meant that much to you. I mean, well, I told Dan about this costume. It's an awesome Bud Light costume. I thought
You spoiled it.
Oh, my bad. Anyway, it's out there. So, of course, it's one of my kids who are clearly underage. Their costume for Halloween they've had for apparently a year or so. That makes them 16 or 17. I don't know. You know, walking around getting candy in a bucket wearing a big Bud Light costume. So, anyway.
They got a shit ton of candy in my house.
We'll make sure it ends up at Dan's house. If Keaton doesn't wear it Saturday, I mean, Dan will pass out candy in his Bud Light aluminum costume.
Hell yeah.
Oh, my God. All right, we're finally on the late window on Sunday. Division game, Tennessee and Houston. Tennessee 4-2. Houston's 1-4-1. Tennessee 2-point favorites in this game. The over-under is 40. Not a lot of scoring expected in this game. Tennessee comes off their win against Indianapolis. They swept Indianapolis. They clearly have control of this division right now. They clearly have control. Unless Jacksonville makes a run, they clearly have control of this division because they beat Indy twice now.
Who did?
Tennessee.
Yeah.
That is their second win against Indianapolis. There's no way that Indy can beat the tiebreaker. So what you're looking at is Houston. They're not going to make a run. It's Jacksonville. The only threat that Tennessee has to them in that division to win that division is Jacksonville at this point in time.
I'm taking Tennessee -2 on the road. I'm taking it.
On the road at Houston. Houston comes off their loss in Las Vegas. I mean, I never know what to say about this football team. This
They
Houston
play
team.
good. They don't finish for whatever reason.
They don't have the weapons. They just don't
I
have
know.
the weapens. They don't have the quarterback. It's Davis Mills. You know,
They should be relegated.
Their best receiver.
They should go to Pee Wee.
Shit. Their best receiver is probably Brandon
Shit,
Cooks.
the Browns should go to Pee Wee.
But he doesn't do much, and maybe he gets traded at the deadline. Dameon Pierce has been a stud for them, who didn't play, who was a backup at Florida, but is the lead running back for the Houston. He's the bright spot for that football team. But like I said, there's not a whole lot to talk about. I mean, I don't know.
They're going to run the ball.
There's a reason why this game is only Tennessee -2. I mean,
that's what
they're
I'm
not
saying.
a bad football team. They're a fundamental football team, I guess is the best way to put it.
Tennessee has no passing game. There's no weapons.
Right.
Tannehill's suspect. So
I heard Tannehill might be banged up, and there might be a chance that Malik Willis plays.
And that's fine because he can run, and then you got Derrick
Like a
Henry can
motherfucker run.
So as long as Derrick Henry's playing, I'm going with Tennessee.
Houston.
All right.
Oh, my God. I have no idea. That's so bad. Like, Houston has nothing besides Dameon Pierce to me, but Lovie Smith, I mean, is a very subtle dude and, like, has control of his team. I guarantee he has control of his team. There's a bad team. I mean, there's not a weapon on that team. There's besides Pierce. There's not. I mean, there's not.
Come on, they got Brandon Cooks. He's like what?
What
my
do you?
age?
Damn, we're at an
It's
hour.
about an hour. Holy
Maybe
shit!
he's traded for like.
He's not. Who's gonna trade for him?
I agree. Like, I mean, they act like he's one of the commodities on the market.
No.
What are you gonna give up for him? Like a sixth and 2 urinal mints? What are you gonna fucking give up for that guy?
I wouldn't
like
give
nothing.
I wouldn't give up a 6.
I can't believe I went with Houston. Maybe it's the self-mummification getting to me. I'm going to take the Houston Texans, getting the 2 points at home. Next game on the board. Kind of a crazy game. Washington, Indy, and I only say it because of the quarterback situation. Washington's 3-4. The Indianapolis Colts are 3-1. They are 3-point favorites in this game. The over-under is 40. Washington comes off their home win against Green Bay. Taylor Heineke.
Well,
there's a new starting quarterback there. And it's not because of injury, or it's because of injury.
Well,
Carson Wentz,
it's because of injury, but you and I liked Heineke last year and thought he should have been the starter anyway.
I agree completely. Where the fuck is Chase Young? Is he ever going to play?
Hey.
Ever? I see him on the sidelines with like these huge blue blocker sunglasses. Like, fuck, dude, come on, let's go ball out.
Okay, here's where I'm
the
the coach, and this is the younger generation. You know.
Dan, what are we, Generation X?
I don't know.
No, we are. We're Generation X. I think it's the last like, hard
These
working
young dudes
generation
playing now are Generation Sissy. I got paid.
I'm not gonna get it. I don't want to alienate any of our fans or anything like that, but I don't necessarily disagree. Like
I'm not.
Dan's
our
a hard
fans aren't that way. These freaking players are.
Nah,
come on.
They play for salaries that are in the stratosphere.
Okay, he's not playing, so you can't make the club in the tub.
I like it. I've heard that quote before.
Seriously, dude. I mean, okay, you can't play this week, Chase Young. Then the whole time we're practicing, get on that fucking bike and pedal it.
Do something, right? Help the team somehow, some way, some form.
You're charging the batteries for the lights.
I mean, obviously, Dan, the big news out in Indianapolis, who comes off their loss at home against Tennessee, and they are 3-point favorites again, is their quarterback change. They benched Matt Ryan.
And I have no problem with that decision. They took a risk, got Matt Ryan, but if you look at the contract, he's guaranteed $12 million next year. If he gets hurt and can't pass the physical, he's guaranteed a shit ton more.
Oh, you think it's money motivated?
It's definitely money motivated.
I did not hear that.
I've read on it, and this is totally money motivated.
I did not know that. I didn't hear that.
And you know, hey, Matt, we gave you a chance.
It's been horrible.
He's been horrible, and if he doesn't play a game, they owe him $12 million next year.
And here's the thing: it's a combination. What's been horrible?
I'll be like, sign an autograph. I would not. If I was Matt Ryan, I wouldn't go in the game.
Ed Ogeron, where's the exit door? I'm good. But
they took a chance. They tried to play it out, and it just didn't work.
You think that Matt Ryan is possibly the better option as quarterback at Indianapolis, but their money motivation by the organization leads to the fact that Sam Ehlinger is going to start the game, a rookie out of Texas.
His contract guarantees $12 million next year. So even if they cut him, he's getting paid $12 million. If he were to get hurt and didn't pass a physical on March 1st of 2023, his guarantee goes up an additional like 17 or 18 million dollars.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money, man. I mean, these guys play for a lot of money. They certainly do. I mean, Jesus.
I mean, that's the contract. He knew it going in. So it was either you're here and performing and we're fine, or, I mean, the record is where it's at. And
we've talked about a lot of negativity in Indianapolis in regards to what's going on. Sam Ehlinger, the rookie out of Texas, the new starting quarterback. But let's talk about something positive, Dan. You love your St. V. St. Mary football team. Alma mater. You know, former coach there.
Harris Campbell. 2
touchdowns in the last 2 weeks.
I mean,
No, back-to-back week touchdowns.
Back-to-back weeks, but the dude's been hurt ever since he got there.
I know, Glass Joe.
Jeez.
Glass Joe, if you ever played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, did you ever play that on Nintendo?
No.
You said you played fucking video games.
No, I said I can't do the controls. You said, what? No, I don't waste my time doing that shit.
I had a Sega Genesis. I played Rambo. I played some shit.
No.
Not since I was like fucking 13, no. Fuck that.
Oh.
These fucking assholes who are my age, like 40 to 50 years old, playing video games,
Nah.
get a fucking job. What the fuck are you doing? Anyway, way off target again. This is the longest show of the year for sure. Indianapolis -3 at home against Washington. Who's going to win this game?
Who's the quarterback?
I told you the quarterbacks are. Taylor Heineke for Washington. And Sam Erlinger, the rookie out of Texas. The University of Texas. Rookie out of the University of Texas.
I'm going with Washington.
Me too. I'm going to take the points. I don't know what the hell's going to happen in this game. Points are good in this game. I mean, that's a mess. I mean,
did you hear?
What?
The Redskins.
Dan likes the Redskins. He likes his political narrative. We talked about politics a little bit more than I would like tonight. Dan wants to talk about the nation's capital and the Redskins. Anyway, we are on to the next game on the board. The San Francisco 49ers play the Los Angeles Rams. This is a fun game.
It's great.
San Francisco 3-4.
Game.
The Rams are 3-3. Yes, we're at the late window, the 4 o'clock window, if you will, on the East Coast. San Francisco -1.5 in this game. San Francisco comes off their home loss against Kansas City, where they have a very good defense, and they couldn't stop the Kansas City offense. So
they got their ass kicked.
They did. I thought the defense would play a little bit better against him. I mean, they added Christian McCaffrey, but it didn't seem to make a whole lot of difference. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the trade just happened that week. He didn't know the playbook. He was in there on limited snaps. I get that. This is a rematch. I mean, week 4 of the regular season, the 49ers won this game 24-9 out in San Francisco in Silicon Valley. They won the game. And, by the way, here's a stat for you. Regular season, San Francisco has beat the Rams the last 7 times during the regular season. They lost the important game in the playoffs against the Rams last year when the Rams went to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl. But they've won the last 7 regular season games. They didn't play well. The Rams are coming up by. They can't protect Matt Stafford right now. It's a huge problem.
They can't protect Matt Stafford.
They have huge offensive line issues.
Matt Stafford's not that good.
Dan doesn't like Matt Stafford based upon his lack of empathy, if you will, I think, from that situation at the Super Bowl parade.
Well, that just capped it off, but he's not that good. People give him praise. He's not that good.
How about this for Christian McCaffrey? No, we're just going to run along. We're just going to talk about random shit. This would be 2 out of 3 games that Christian McCaffrey has played against the Los Angeles Rams. He played against them 2 weeks ago when he was a member of the Carolina Panthers, and now as the San Francisco 49ers, he's going to play against them. Anyway, I mean, San Francisco -1.5 in this game. Road favorites in this game against the Super Bowl champs.
People that shit on the sidewalk. Oh, do I have to be specific as to which city?
No, it's San Francisco. No, he's good. He's good. I'm pausing because I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do here. I mean, they come off a long time. I believe in Sean McVay.
The Rams can't run the ball. That's the problem.
You know what? That's awesome. I'm glad you said that. And we're just going to talk about random shit because...
They have Aaron Donald, the thug that should have been suspended for... This has been his first game back.
They're trying to trade Cam Akers, right? Because Cam Akers is a problem in the locker room or whatever, disgruntled. I don't know what the situation is. I think Cam Akers gets dealt. I don't think he's going to play. Our guy, Kyron Williams, from Notre Dame. Yes, the University of Notre Dame. Comes off his mini IR, he's been hurt. He got a high ankle sprain. Fully practiced all week. I know Darrell Henderson is leading running back. Dan, when we watch Notre Dame football games, how bad of a motherfucker is Kyron Williams on pass blocking? Like, he would stick dudes, like stick linebackers coming in there, and they would go backwards or stand straight up.
He's good, but...
I love him. I don't know if he's ever going to play. I don't know if he's going to play.
I think Stafford's a chick.
I'm going to take the Rams in this game, getting the 1.5 points. It makes me nervous. It certainly will not be
Who are you taking, the Rams?
I am eligible for the elephant pick. It's not. That's a scary pick. Next game on the board. Who knew this game may be the marquee game on the board this week? It is the New York Giants traveling across country to play the Seattle Seahawks. The first place Seattle Seahawks, I will tell you. The New York Giants and the first. Well, no, shit. I was going to say the New York Giants first place. They're not. Fucking Philadelphia, undefeated. The Giants 6-1. The Seattle Seahawks are 4-3, and they do lead. They have a piece of that NFC West division.
How about Geno Smith?
He's played awesome.
I can't. I mean, I'll give credit.
Let me
to
get
that
the line
too.
out. Let me get the line out. What they're going to talk about this. Seattle's -3 in this game. The over-under is 45. Let's talk.
Geno Smith. I mean, he's drafted by what? The Jets.
He's played in the league what? A decade almost.
Yeah, and left for dead, and all of a sudden in Seattle, he looks like a freaking stud playing football.
And he played with the Giants. His previous team almost positive with the Giants.
Yeah.
Where he was he was most famous for breaking Eli Manning's streak of like the longest starts for the Giants or whatever it was. It was a coach decision. It wasn't an injury decision. It was a coach decision where they put in Geno Smith. He played poorly, but anyway, he's playing lights out. I mean,
and again, I hate Pete Carroll, but I got to give him credit for turning that kid around. I mean, and I say kid because he's younger than me.
He's not,
but
right.
He's like 10 years younger than me.
And he's been there for like 3 or 4. He's been there like a few years though. He's been there for a few years, right? I mean, Russ was there. He never played. Russ doesn't get hurt. I mean, he got hurt this year. It doesn't get hurt. Never got hurt in Seattle.
He looks better than Russ.
No shit, right?
Jeez.
Fantasy football, Geno Smith over Russ every time.
Holy shit. And the Giants got what a
Let me get the line out there. I don't know if I said it. Did I say it even?
I don't know.
The Seahawks are -3. The over-under is 45. Let's talk about the Giants. They come off their road win in Jacksonville, where they were down and they found a way to win.
Lucky as hell. I mean, luck. Every game, they pull shit out of their ass.
I love all this stuff for the New York football fans, meaning the Jets and the Giants.
Screw that.
No, they haven't had winners in forever. I'm so happy. I'm
a freaking Browns fan. I haven't had a winner since '99.
Get a fucking winner last year. They just didn't make it all the way. I mean, these teams haven't had shit, Dan. They haven't had shit on the sidewalk. Nothing. But meanwhile, both these teams, I mean, they're
locked out. Officials help.
They're extremely limited football teams. They're not. I don't think they're going anywhere in playoffs, but they're certainly the storyline.
They're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs.
They certainly have a storyline. The Giants, they come off their win in Jacksonville. They're not a sexy team. I mean, here you're going to get a heavy dose of 26, which is Saquon Barkley. You're going to get bootlegs where they fake the ball to Barkley, and then Daniel Jones, who has like white man wheels like no other fucking guy I've ever seen. You know, like run the ball. Every once in a while, they might throw the ball tight end, a little play action here and there. Get somebody involved. The wide receiver core is banged up. I mean, that team's 6-1. They're not competitors for the NFC.
They're 6-1
championship. I don't think they are. But Seattle, they come off their win on the road too against Los Angeles Chargers, where they won the game start to finish. They have this stud running back out of Michigan State named Kenneth Walker, who keeps on knocking off huge runs. One of them was like 75 yards last week to the house. They have that. Geno's playing well. Dan mentioned it earlier. Jeez. Seattle -3 against the Giants.
I'm taking Seattle on this at home, the 12th man.
Dan, how fucked up is? I think this is the best game of the week.
It might be.
Do you think San Francisco or the Rams? San Francisco against the Rams. Or would you rather watch the Giants versus the Seahawks?
I'd rather watch the Giants and Seahawks.
I know, right? Like, how jacked up is that, right?
But on local TV, I'm going to get the 49ers and Rams.
You get the Bears this week, too, against Dallas, by the way.
When's that?
The Browns are on Monday Night Football, and we're going to get to them mercifully in a little bit. But they're going to see all kinds of different football games on his local TV. Once again, he's like, why don't I get
all weekend, man?
Well, this is the Bears. Seattle -3 in this game. I'm going with them as well. I'm going to lay the points. I don't know.
Sunday Night Football?
These teams are team's, I guess, well coached. I mean, Brian Daboll's changed the narrative in New York. He's changed the culture.
Wait.
He's got them believing.
What are you talking about?
I'm still talking about the Giants, Seattle.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Apparently, Peter Carroll's a good coach. I don't know.
Who are you picking?
Seattle. We're both at Seattle.
All right, so are you on Sunday night?
We are on Sunday Night Football. It is the Green Bay Packers traveling to Buffalo, Orchard Park. Green Bay Packers are 3-4 on the season. The Buffalo Bills are 5-1. The over-under on this game is 10.5. Over-under is 47.5. The Green Bay Packers come off of their loss in Washington, and they're a mess on offense. There's just no two ways to it.
They're a mess.
A disaster on offense.
Their defense sucks. They're a mess.
Yeah,
I swear, I don't need to really talk about this. I mean, the quarterback's throwing people under the bus, so there's division in the locker room. The 10.5, that's a huge number, but I'm taking the Bills.
When's the last time the Packers have been 10.5 point dogs?
I agree. I have no clue, but
no shit, right? I don't either.
They're dysfunctional as hell right now. Their coach,
and Aaron Rodgers is not helping the situation.
He's not, and their coach is not really a good coach because he inherited Aaron Rodgers. And when he walked in, he had to play the Bears twice, and
Dude, why you gotta throw shade on my team?
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's an easy division. It's
I hear what Dan
it's
saying.
like the AFC East, and the Patriots got to play the Dolphins and the Jets. Yeah, come on, the coach is not that good. They're not. No.
Remember, Dan? Remember? Now the show's just running fucking like wildly long. Remember when I told you in the season prediction show that Minnesota's going to win its division and Green Bay's going to take a step back?
And Minnesota's sneaking up. People aren't paying attention to Minnesota. I said
they're the second best team in the NFC. I promise you. I think they are.
Green Bay, no.
Green Bay's losers of 3 straight. They're losers 3 straight. I think it's going to be 4.
I'm taking that 10.5. I'm taking the Bills. Sunday Night Football, Bills Mafia.
They're off rest. I mean, they're on bye. I mean, they're a great, complete football team. Are they going to destroy the Packers and embarrass them on Sunday night?
I wish they got a running back. I mean, they need another running attack.
They might have it between now and then.
Well, shit.
David Montgomery from the Bears is available.
Hunt.
Yeah, Hunt. What? I think he garners maybe a 4th.
Hold on, finish this game. I got to go pee.
Again?
But the show's been like 2 hours long.
I know. Fuck the Packers. I'm with Dan. I don't know. It makes me nervous. That's a big freaking number. I'm on Buffalo minus 10.5 as well. Monday Night Football, we were on to it. It's Dan's game. It's the Battle of Ohio. We had a Battle of Pennsylvania there. We have a Battle of Ohio. It is the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Cleveland. Cincinnati 4-3 on the season. Cleveland's 2-5 on the season. Cincinnati has been installed as 3.5 point favorite in this game. The over/under is 47. Cincinnati, we'll talk about them first. They come off their win at home against Atlanta where they dominated from start to finish, at least with their offense. I mean, it looks like their offense kind of found their groove. I think a lot of Joe Burrow. I do. I don't know what Dan does, but I mean, they were the AFC representative for the Super Bowl last year. And I think they're starting to put their run together back to that. Whether or not they can get there, because I certainly think the AFC Championship goes through Orchard Park in Buffalo. But I think this team is starting to put it together. I really do. And Cleveland, they come off of their loss on the road against Baltimore, where they once again had a chance to win the game. They didn't. I mean, the running game is still proficient. I think they need to run the ball more. I don't know who was in the ear of Kevin Stefanski.
It's not me.
Run the fucking ball. I mean, Brissett is a manager quarterback. I mean, he's not more than that. I mean, they can't wait for Deshaun Watson to get back, but it's going to be too late.
It's going to be it's always too late for the Browns. Come on.
I mean, their defense has been probably the biggest disappointment.
The defense is atrocious. And I'll be the first. I'll admit it. I mean, they suck. We were when Anthony Walker went down against the Steelers, we sucked. Then Phillips came in, the LSU pick, Torres Pack, he's out. Thank God we drafted Teddy's guy from the Eagles. He's going to be the starter coming in. I mean, we draft these little linebackers that can't tackle dudes. Our linebackers are smaller than the dudes they're trying to tackle.
It's
a joke.
It's a mess a little bit. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, are the Browns sellers at the deadline, meaning Kareem
Nah.
Hunt, meaning Greedy
Get
Williams.
out of here. That drives me nuts too. The Cleveland media, they're all pieces of shit. They rail on the Browns.
You don't think
all the
Kareem
time.
Hunt or Greedy Williams available at the trade deadline?
No.
You don't.
No.
Good.
Neither one of them.
Because the window's fucking now. I mean,
No.
you gotta figure this
Kareem
out.
Hunt is a Cleveland Brown. If you trade him for a 4th-round pick, I'm going to be really pissed. And Greedy Williams, because I'm not sold on Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward hasn't played a freaking whole season since he's been drafted. Neither's Greedy, but I mean,
I agree. Trade
this
nobody.
gets no, I'm not. Kareem Hunt's contract's up at the end of the year. That's fine. We're not going to trade him. You're going to get a 4th-round pick for him? Unacceptable.
If you do, you probably get a
Unacceptable.
compensatory pick. But anyway, I agree. Look, here, Dan. It all comes down to me.
Play freaking football.
In my reasoning, the window's fucking now. There's no two ways about it. The window is now for the Cleveland Browns.
And they've screwed it up because they've.
You keep all your best players on the team, maybe add to the team, and find a way to steady this fucking ship. Maybe
The
Deshaun
coaching
Watson's
staff
great.
is
He
to
hasn't
trade
played
the
teams. They have
team.
no idea. Cincinnati -3.5.
They need an MF guy. They need to hire me.
Yeah, you gotta pick.
I'm
What?
taking the freaking Browns. There's no way I'm taking the Bengals. Monday night, Browns. At home, Browns.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses going on. Guitar smashing. Dan was up there for a Monday Night Football game against
I'll
the
come
Steelers, right?
smash shit
This
over
is their
here.
second Monday Night Football game at home?
That was Thursday.
Thursday night. All right, that makes sense. Fuck, man, I'm not a buyer. I'm not. Cincinnati looks so good on offense. I'm taking the Bengals minus
Miles
3.5 in
Garrett
this game.
owns him.
I hope. As far as my picks go, and for our fans and listeners and viewers, I don't want that to happen. But I'm on the Bengals minus 3.5. I'll take a L. For my. I have so many fucking diehard fans here in Northeast Ohio that love the Browns. I would love it for them to win this football game. That's it. That's
My
it.
elephant pick. Browns, baby.
We're not there yet.
I'm there.
We are there, really. The buys this week. Kansas City and the Chargers, only 2. So we had 15 games instead of 16. The Browns are your elephant pick?
Yeah. I'm all in on my team, baby.
When we say elephant pick, Daniel's elephant-sized balls. Like, oh my fucking God. No fucking way would I ever
all
do that.
in.
I gotta scan the board. I mean, it's a lot.
You don't want to pick the college game? Because I'm going with Ohio State.
We'll get there in a second. I'm close. I'm close. I don't like any of these fucking games.
And you're back to the Browns.
The game I like, I don't believe in the Detroit Lions anymore. I think things are off the rail completely. I think
Oh
Miami's
my God, you're sucking up to your in-laws.
unhappy about their performance at home after at least the first quarter. I like the Dolphins on the road -3 in this game a lot. I like Atlanta -4.5, but my elephant pick is the Miami Dolphins -3. We are on the college football bonus pick. It is a Big Ten game, finally. It is the Ohio State Buckeyes, our local team, playing the Penn State Nittany Lions. Ohio State is 2 ranked. The college football ranks, by the way. There was a preseason show last night. They come out next week, the real rankings, if you will. Ohio State is in the AP poll, at least 2. The Penn State Nittany Lions are 13. Ohio State comes off their beat down of Iowa. Penn State does the same against their win against Minnesota. The line is the Buckeyes -15.5. It's a huge line. I mean, I went to the game against Notre Dame. That was their first test. If you can call it a test, have they really been tested? I don't know. I mean, they put up a ton of points. I mean, this is their first real test. I think the game's at noon.
I thought the first game was a test. That was a struggle, but then Notre Dame has looked like shit
Horrible.
since that game.
I mean, this game's at noon. I think it would benefit Penn State a ton if this game was at night, where the crowd is like lubed up and everything like that. They're 6-1. The over/under game 61. Once again, Ohio State -15.5. They're gonna cover this game. This is their first real test, I think. I think they smoke them. I'm gonna take the lead. I like Ohio State.
Think they smoke them?
I think they smoke them, like by 20 some points.
All right, I'll go with you.
Then we're both on the Buckeyes -15.5 in this game. it's kind of just a little play thing. So, anyway, hopefully we got it right for you. We got it right for you guys last week.
We got it right for me.
We got everything right, man. 10-4. Dave went 10-4 last week. I went 11-3. Like I said, hopefully we got it right. Hopefully, you know, you got the Snickers in your bucket that we gave you this week and not the shitty homemade popcorn ball in your bucket for trick or treat.
Ain't
In
no
regards to the
popcorn in my
picks.
house.
Next week, I'm going to warn you, there may be a set change as a calendar before.
Oh, yeah.
It
Look
turns
out.
November, right?
Yeah, look out. The Christmas
You may
tree will be
see
out.
some Christmas out here because I'm a big holiday guy, even though my family doesn't think I am and think I'm somewhat of a Grinch. Anyway, thank you all for watching, listening to this incredibly long show. It was
Happy
a ton of
Halloween.
fun. Yes, happy Halloween. It was a ton of fun for Dan and I. Hope it was a
Wish
safe
I had
thing.
my costume if our wardrobe person was here.
Holy shit.